Okay, boys and girls, sorry for being a bit late today. I will be I'll be doing this for a while now. I'll be accepting both 3 minutes and 5 minute challenges today. I think predominantly I will accept 3 minute challenges from the higher rated players, and then some 5 minute challenges as well from some lower rated players. So if you do prefer playing 5 minutes, then that's definitely a possibility for me as well. Let's go. Let's see what I can find. I will actually start by accepting a 5 minute challenge, which after all gives more time to talk. So what to do? 1e4. Let me revert back to one of my old loves, the Norwegian rats. Been doing a lot of Scandinavian recently, and yeah, let's see what he's got prepared. I don't know. Mr. Jean-Claude Duss, why have you not prepared for this? Or is he just checking up on his notes? Like, you gotta know. You gotta know this. Okay, so he takes. I don't think this is particularly dangerous. Sort of hard to get to the e4 pawn now, and I should be in time with a timely c5 or even maybe f5 to get some decent counterplay. Yeah, let me start with c5. Yeah, c3. c3 is obviously okay, but it feels a bit timid. Should probably have taken on c5. At least that was what worried me the most. But he's fine. I'm thinking if I go castle, he may go knight c3. Maybe I should go bishop g4 first. Either way, I feel like he's done fairly well. I've wouldn't say criticized him, but I've made a suggestion that his play may have been a bit timid so far, but maybe he's still doing pretty well. Just perhaps the result of the opening not being that great. So yeah, I guess I'll castle and see what happens. There are options like knight c3. I can go queen b6, followed by rook d8, not fearing d5, queen b2, since his knight will be hanging, and later the pawn on e5. It's all about time. In that case, knight c3 and castles. If you could get these two moves, I think he would be better, but without, it's not so easy. Also, after castles, then knight a5 is a serious option, which I don't think it really was before. So he goes h3 with the pretty obvious intention of covering bishop g4. And now, yeah, I feel like I gotta act. So I'm gonna go knight a5. If he goes bishop b3, I'm pretty happy just to chop it off and get the bishop pair, which will give me compensation even if I were to lose the e4 pawn. And if bishop b5, then I got a6 followed by knight c4 on b5, presumably with pretty decent counterplay. So I feel like I'm doing okay now. Yeah, I briefly thought whether I should mention b3, but it just feels too artificial. But now that he's gone for it, I gotta deal with it somehow. So how? Where is the dealing with it? I either gotta take it, or I gotta do something like a6, preparing b5. If I do go a6, he may go knight c3, and I'm not sure I've gained too much. So I got a couple of options as well. I can go b5. I prefer bishop b6. I could have gone b5, cb, then queen a5, queen d2, take b5. He would castle, and I feel like he would have a improved version of this position. So I'm going bishop e6, not fearing g5, because then the pawn on the e5 will be hanging, and I'm relying on short-term factors here of being able to create counterplay before you can castle. So he protects c4. I'm going to go rook c4, and he's got to push some of these pawns. So he quite correctly goes d5, bishop d7, and now he's got a choice to make. I think if he wants to be fine here, the simplest way was just to go e6, fe, and then castles. And I'm never doing too great there, but bishop d4 at the very least gives me some time to create counterplay. I'm hitting c4 once again. c5 allows bishop b5 with, I would say, very good counterplay. So I think what he should have done is he should have gone e6. And then he would probably have been doing fairly well. Now queen c2, that move I don't like for him. I think he is not taking the short-term factors into account enough here. I think he's, yeah, I think you gotta play more concretely than this. Although queen c3, it's not immediately obvious, now that I think of it. Yeah, it's not obvious. Maybe I'm being a bit too harsh. Okay, rook d8, castles. Yeah, there is rook d5, but I'm feeling more like b5 actually. This could be a massive mistake actually. b5, yes, many good options here. Like queen b4 is pretty good, then knight c3 to come. Yeah, b5 was awful, really awful. I'm sinning against what I was talking about before, playing more concretely. c5 was probably his worst option, since now he's losing d5. But I shouldn't interpolate b4, because he can simply take it and then grab the bishop on a4. Should I do now? Rook d8. He's got c6, but then I'm gonna go b4 and grab that pawn with the bishop. I feel like if he goes bishop e3, let's say bishop e5, queen b4, he's very much in the game. Even c6 is far from hopeless. This one I don't like. Yeah, I could think of taking it, then knight d4, bishop b5, goes c6, so I feel like b4 is cleaner. Queen e3, I'm going bishop e5, and that should be game over. He started out very well in this game, but I think now he's lost the plot. Now, finally, all of my pieces are working together, either attacking e2 or they're attacking e5 with d4. So very interesting game though. I think a good start. Let's see what kind of challenges I got. Okay. Let me try one more 5-minute game. Gotta do a lot of the talking at the beginning. Apparently I played him before. I do too few of these, so I just forget who I played against. That's a problem. So I'm going for a Sicilian this time. Bishop c4. It could be that he's played this against me as well. I cannot remember. But obviously this line is kind of innocuous. What should I go? G6 maybe? He's playing the Italian, but the pawn is on c5, not e5. What that difference that makes, what this means for the evaluation of the position, that is hard to say. Okay, so he wants to go d4. Yeah, let me just continue with b6. Not so much preparing bishop b7, but preparing d5. If d4, I'm going to go cd. If cd, then d5. Yeah, I just realized I missed bishop b5 then. And he would get e5 with a good position. Oh well, you can't see everything, can you? Now that he's gone bishop b3, yeah, c4 this you shouldn't do. Now the bishop on b3 is maybe not as bad as it looks, seeing that it can be brought into play by a4, but he's just given up way too many squares in the center, namely, well, the most important being d4. And thus I should be doing very, very well. Yeah. b3, it's a step further on the wrong path. Maybe he wants to go a3, b4, but I can just go a5 myself, and his bishop on c2 is starting to feel really unhappy. So I'll just continue to deploy my pieces. As a matter of fact, knight b4 is starting to get real tempting now. If a3, knight a2, it looks like he's in a lot of trouble. Yeah, let me just try it for fun. I don't think it actually really works, but so the idea is knight a2, knight c3 is pretty unstoppable. So rook a1 is the only way to sort of delay the loss of the exchange. Obviously, if after rook a1, I'm not going to take it because after queen a1, my knight on a2 will be stranded. But I will go knight c3. He will go queen c1. That's the only square for the queen. And then I wanted to go queen f6, renewing the threat of knight e2 check, or creating the threat of knight e2 check, followed by, yeah, rook e2, then queen a1. But he can go d4 there, closing the diagonal. And then I'm not sure that it's, yeah, that it's great, actually. So perhaps after rook a1, knight c3, queen c1, I should go something like b5 instead, followed by b4 to support the knight. But certainly then my plan has not been too successful. Now that he's gone rook c1, he's even writing "oh no" in the chat. Sorry, dude. Your queen is gonna get trapped. Don't want that rook on c1. And there's another rook being trapped. Just shows you that sometimes you don't have to do too much. If you feel that your opponent is on the wrong path, just let him continue to ruin his position. All right, so now I'm gonna give myself a 3-minute game. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, why not? A friend of the show, the star of the candidates. You guessed it, Lawrence Trent. He gets white as usual. So d4, no more of the... Really, Lawrence? This is what you're gonna do? Knight c3? Okay. Let me try and play good, solid chess and see what he can come up with. Play this against Jabava in the whatever, the World Blitz. And I got a pretty good position. He didn't go g5, which is probably, sorry, g4, which is probably a good way. He's so confident now. Yeah. So for the moment, I'm expanding. I also beat Fabiano in a blitz game in Norway chess with something like this as white. So it's not completely alien territory to me. Yeah, so he just continues to push on quite logically, considering whether to go rook c8 at some point, but yeah, I do get the feeling that that I should be a little more flexible in that, retaining the option to castle queenside at some point. So that's why I'm going knight b6 instead, intending probably to go bishop d6 next and try to reduce the influence of his bishop on f4, which could be a pretty formidable force. So I'm sure he's looking at ways to get, yeah, b3 feels a bit soft. Like I wasn't actually even intending to go knight c4. This move was all about preparing. So dc5 is logical in that he makes me lose time by moving the bishop twice. But now it feels like I've got a lot of central control. So b4 quite logically. I was pretty happy to force this. He's got knight e4 though, which I didn't see. And he didn't either. Okay, so no more of the queenside castling stuff. I just want to get the rook into play. Knight c4, let's jump in. Okay, so he wants to make sure that he does trade off one of these knights, but I do feel like I'm better here. So there was the threat of knight a3 there. I could have gone knight a3 immediately, but then he has c3, so that was nothing special. Yeah, I gotta castle at some point, right? g6 doesn't worry me the least, so he's got to go h6, and then I go g6. And although he has some dark squares, I feel like probably doing pretty well. Could go knight a3, but he can take it. Yeah. Okay. f6 feels like I'm better developed, so opening of the game should be a good thing for me. But I gotta play faster. Knight e5. I'm not as comfortable as I would like to be. Okay, let's go for it. Rook c2, fe, if queen g4. I gotta have some kind of counterplay there. Wow, he just castled. He's probably done a video series on AlphaZero and now he thinks he can play like it. Spoiler alert, he probably can. Knight c5, I'm going to go rook d2 followed by bishop c6, hoping to get d4. And this one I was not so concerned about. Maybe I should be. But anyway, I got to play faster. That should be my #1 priority here. Yeah, this game is turning out to be a lot tougher than the one I had last time, so kudos to Lawrence for apparently improving quite a bit. Yeah, at least he's spending a lot of time and he's getting confused now. This one I'm going to take. Rook f2, there's knight f3. Yeah, I like it. Take the queen. Not a worry in the world. Knight e3. Take the rook. Take the bishop. Mate him. Oh, I didn't do this too brilliantly. What am I doing? I'm not even mating him. Oh, finally I did. That was a bit too close for comfort. Well done, Lawrence. I'm never gonna make fun of you again after that performance. Hehehe. Okay, back to some 5-minute chess. Clearly I wasn't ready for 3 minutes today. Okay, let's try this one. Buddha 77. Who's Buddha 77? Apparently I've never played that person before, so it's a good thing. D4, D5. Yeah, I'm lazy. I like the London. You know what? Let's play like Lawrence Trent. Cannot be too bad, right? A6. He's seen my game. Is he going to go E6 as well? Yes, he is. G4. I'm a quick learner. That's one of the good things about me. But I guess I have some tweaks here as to how I would play it. Although the general plan of developing the pieces, getting kingside initiative going, that's what I would do. Okay, let's move along. And a few castles. Yeah, he's probably gonna get hit with something at some point. No, clearly not immediately. So I think he should do what I did, go b5 at some point. And try and get some queenside initiative going. He's taking a lot of time. So he takes. I'm not sure why he did that. I think in principle that exchange is usually quite desirable for me positionally speaking. So now I'm going bishop d3. b4, I want to go knight e2, and that feels like a pretty harmonious redeployment of my pieces. He probably is going to go a5 at some point, followed by bishop a6. That's what I would imagine his plan is. But in the meantime, I can get rook g1 and g6 going. Or even if I'm feeling particularly brave, I can go queen d2 and castle. So I criticized him for going b3 in my game, but Lawrence, but I think in this particular case, preventing knight c4 is pretty. It's clearly a good idea since d2 is an excellent square for the queen, preparing queenside castle in some cases, and also just in general strengthening the dark square control. I'm feeling adventurous, so let's just castle queenside. So he's going to go a5. I'm going to go king b1, and after he goes a4, I'm going to try and strike with g6. So it may look quite surprising to just walk into this apparent attack with a4, but I'm counting on the fact that I believe after ab3, cb3 is usually going to be pretty safe. And apart from that, I've got my own initiative going, and seeing as his pieces are not as developed as mine are, for instance, his bishop on c8 and his knight on c6 don't have a lot of prospects at the moment. Also the knight on b6, unless it's going to sacrifice itself on c3, it's not clear where it's going. So when he goes cb, he also gives me some time. Sorry, AB after CB. It also gives me maybe some time if I go rook C1 at some point. So yeah, so I take an A6. Now it feels like the moment is right for going H6. Since he didn't go FG or HG earlier, I'm hoping that he's now overloaded. If he goes bishop F4, I'm going HG, and whatever he does, one of those pawns is going to queen. So that's what he did. But rook g8, gh, or yeah, whatever he does, whenever he takes the queen, I'm going to get a new queen. I'm going to win his rook, then I'm going to get another queen, and then he's going to be checkmated. So this is pretty bad news for him. So now I'm just going to keep it simple, take another pawn, get another queen. You know, what do you like to do? So obviously the objective evaluation here is that I'm completely winning, but I can understand it. He doesn't want to resign, but he did finally. Good game. But yeah, the critical moment was when I went h6, and I think also when I did go castle on move 15, I think that was an instructive moment in the sense that you shouldn't always be scared of castling, even though you've apparently weakened your king's position. Since if other factors are in your favor, like in this instance, my attack with g6 is going to get going pretty soon, and also my general coordination is and development is better, then it can be definitely justified. Okay. So after that one, let me try another 5 minutes before I go back to the 3-minute games. So this is Kamat. Not sure I played Kamat before, but anyway, here we go. Oh, this was a 3-minute game. Then I apparently clicked the wrong one because I thought I was clicking on a 5-minute game. But okay. Don't want you to feel like you're not wanted. So definitely going to be an interesting game, nevertheless. Okay, so this is interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that one before. So I'm supposing the idea is e4, then knight c3, bc, and b5. Maybe I should go e3 instead. I never saw knight d5 before. Maybe that just speaks to my general lack of education in the field of opening tricks. So I thought his idea was to go b5 or it takes b5. I feel like bishop d2 is a pretty good answer to queen a5. Now he's just way too far behind in development. Even if he tried to keep his pawn with, let's say, queen a6. And here I'm just dominating with better development and a nice center. It doesn't mean that he cannot fight, though. b6 would be a good start, intending bishop a6, trying to trade those bishops and get some more space for a pieces. So I'm gonna follow the example of Mr. Trent. Seeing as I have a massive space advantage, a direct attack could very well be strong here. Also, h4 is a typical idea in these structures, creating a bit of a hook on g5. Is that what it's called? Probably not, but that's what I said. h5, g6. I had this in one of the Banter Blitz matches against Pepe Cuenca, and it was pretty strong then as well. So now the point is he doesn't get to stabilize the structure by playing g6, and now his position is pretty much in ruins already. He's got very little development, and yeah, I'm just gonna move that bishop as far away as possible. I'm guessing knight g6 followed by queen h5 was pretty good there, but I didn't want to calculate that. So now I'm just I'm up on down, but g6 is going to fall, h5 is going to fall, and the attack is going to be absolutely decisive. Okay, that was massively unnecessary. Allowing bishop h4. If I kept my mouth shut for just 2 seconds, I could have. I would have spotted that bishop g4, knight g6 is probably very good. For instance, bishop f2, then king d1, and queen h5 next will be decisive, but I didn't. So there we go. I missed bishop h4, but it would still have won. Anyway, now h5 is falling, and that's going to be it. Equal material, and the attack is absolutely decisive. So take it, and 97 is the beat. Okay, good game. Let's go on to the next one. So let me try and accept a 5-minute challenge this time, since I couldn't do it last time. So you know what? Enough of all these chess players. I'm gonna play a lawyer from Austria. Okay. Let me see e4. I'm sure a lot of people want to see the Scandinavian by now, so not gonna let them down. Knight f3. None of the queen e6 shenanigans, huh? Okay. Should I go for those? Nah, I don't want to do that. The queen h5 stuff, which has now become known as the Bill Gates line, in which I sacrifice a bishop after, let's say, h3 goes at some point. I'm just going to leave that bishop on knight f6, and eventually after he castles, take back, try to mate. but yeah, so let's do something sensible instead. So here, I think I'm doing pretty well. Let me just take that since I want to go e5. Okay, I immediately regretted that. I think I just showed complete lack of understanding of chess. Oh well. At least he has played h3, which I may use as a hook later. That's probably the right use of that term, right? For going g4 once he's castled. So he just goes a3, b4. Probably haven't seen my Banter Blitz match against Mamedov, in which it feels like he mated me like this in every second game. Just going a3, b4, sacrificing stuff, and I just seem to get mated. But I'm not sure it's gonna happen this time. I hope that I've learned. We'll see if that's true. Okay. I'm just gonna take that. 94. If d4, he's got to deal with things like queen c6, attacking c2, just a bit awkward to meet before he's castled. And also if bishop e4, he's got to deal with f5. So it's not an easy choice. Now I think he's got a castle. Otherwise, he's probably in a bunch of trouble. Bishop d4, for instance, yeah. So he did what he should do here, and he's probably doing okay. Bishop e7, I'm not afraid of bishop d4, since it feels like if rook d4, queen e2, first of all, I go g6, or maybe even h4, probably h4 is better. Protecting that pawn, and then later on, I think I will have queen c3 at some point with some pressure on his queen side. Although, objectively speaking, I'm guessing it's pretty equal. Or at least quite close to equal. Okay, so I think you should probably go rook a to d1. Now I get a chance to use a little trick. Point is now if rook d4, I'm going to go rook queen a1. And if then rook d1, I can take on a3. And although he does have counterplay with queen c4, I think that the queen b4, and then start to run the a pawn, I'm still there. But I would say he's done admirably so far, the lawyer. Okay, so b5. I'm simply going to exchange the rooks, and it feels like even though there are opposite color bishops on the board, that my winning chances are pretty good. Since I'm gonna create a pass pawn pretty soon. So queen d2 is a clever try. Not sure exactly what I should do about it. Huh. Okay. Try and protect some pawns by bishop f6. Queen d7, I'm gonna go a6. It's not so easy. BA, I gotta go BA in order to... B6 seems nonsensical to me. Why would you just give up that pawn? He's not going to be able to prove in a court of law that b6 is a good move. yeah, this was quite, for him, I think quite an unnecessary way to lose the game, since now I'm actually at the moment 3 pawns up, and b6 just made my king really, really safe, and yeah, there's not going to be any problems from here. Bishop z8, there's queen f4, followed by queen c1 check, picking up the bishop, so no chances there. Okay, very good game though. Was not clear at all till the very end. Okay. Okay, let's go with another one of our own. I'm pretty sure that this one is Sebastian Mihailov. He's one of the main guys behind Play Magnus Norway, which I think is launching these days. And yeah, he's gonna try to give it a go. He goes for the Spanish. Being a classically trained player, it's a logical choice. And we got ourselves a d3 system. Going a4 now. Trying to force him to make a decision on the queen side before he's castled. I think I've had this position a number of times. I've had it against Aronian in the candidates match in 2007. I had it against, and then I went knight c3. All the best wishes, by the way, to Aronian and his family. Hope they're all doing great at this moment, in light of the news of what happened today. Okay, so he went knight b4 there, which I think was a pretty logical choice. And one of the ideas here for white is that if bishop e6, I feel like knight d5 could be a pretty good choice. If he does take on d5, ed going for knight b4, trying to get to d5, I think d4 is a pretty good option, and he's not going to be able to win the pawn. But that's what he's gone for, so we'll see what happens. So I got a couple of options. The most obvious one is to go knight d2, just taking the bishop, the pawn on d4, on e4, sorry. But the other one, which is a bit more adventurous, is to go for knight h4, try to get knight f5. But alas, I'm going to go with the boring option. Knight e4, typically going for the safe advantage instead. So I'm going to go knight, bishop d5. Here I hadn't decided yet, but I wanted to go bishop c6 or bishop f3. The choices we have to make, huh? Yeah, let me try bishop c6. Try and annoy him a bit. Queen d3, going for the pawn on b4. b5, he's going to go b4, obviously. And bishop f4, followed by bishop e5. Trying to keep him occupied. Rook b6, quite logically. But I think he may have missed. Rook a8 here. The question is whether it's any good. Yeah, we'll find out soon enough, won't we? Yeah, taken f8, king f8. I wanted to go queen f5. Just trying to put maximum pressure. If rook c6, I'm going to go bishop d6. So I'm not sure you can do that, or even queen c8 immediately might be more precise. And then if knight e8, I'm going to go bishop g7. So he goes for this one, which, you know what, might not be a bad idea. Okay, queen a8. But now I feel like my coordination is not that great, and also the time situation is less than ideal. I could have just taken a d5. That was silly. I don't know why I did that. I believed him too much. But now I do get the chance of doing this. Bishop d5, he clearly missed that, and now he's in a bunch of trouble. Queen e8, I think. And he's not going to be able to protect f7, which is going to give me nothing at all. I missed this. Holy cow, that was dumb. Okay, no choice. Oh boy. Very little advantage now, and very little time as well. c5? Haha, he expected me to take it. I didn't. Didn't even see that it was on pre. Yeah, this is not going to work. Yeah, I was thinking of rook d6, but then g6. If he takes it, I take with the king. And that's not stalemate, because the rook is in f7. Okay, another exciting game. Almost too close to call. Okay. Yeah. Let me see what I got there. Don't let. Ooh, yeah, I shouldn't watch this more than I already have. French player going back to the more comfortable speed of 5 minutes. And I'm going to allow myself a king's gambit. You know what? Let's just go d4. Show little to no respect, as I like to do. So there are openings which you shouldn't try at home, and this one you shouldn't even think of trying at home. Knight e7, though, I don't understand that. You gotta go queen h4. I mean, you get a free move. You force me to make an uncomfortable decision with the king. It's a no-brainer. You shouldn't overthink these things. Having said that, obviously, he still has a decent position, but now I'm doing okay. I'm getting confused by h5, so just for clarity's sake, I'm gonna allow him to go h4 and gain some squares there, but I'm hoping that my space advantage is going to count eventually. His position is clearly very solid, so I would say fairly close to equal. If he does go knight f4, I can just take it, but I can also go bishop f1, which I think should not be too bad. But anyway, c5 is going to say it's logical. Is it though? Could be that it just blunders a pawn. Jury is definitely still out, but right now I'm liking the pawn. So I've gone from being a pawn down to a pawn up. Pawn down on move 2, on move 12, I'm a pawn up, which means that I've won 2 pawns in the course of 10 moves. If I keep that up, I'm going to be a lot of pawns up eventually. And there's going to be a lot of queens. Or I'm going to make him for that. It feels like he's misplayed this pretty badly. And now, usually when you play against the king's gambit, you get a pawn up, which is doubled. But usually you have an extra pawn and your king is safer. But now it does feel like I have an extra pawn and my king is safer. He cannot regain the pawn on e5 because then I'm simply gonna trade and I'm gonna get the pawn on d5. So feels like he's in trouble here. And this one I don't think is going to be too successful. If he had taken on g2, I could just have gone. I could just have gone for queen g5. This one is a little bit tricky. I sort of like what he's trying to do here. So I'm thinking the point is that if I do go knight g5, he's going to go knight e6 and force me to make a decision based on the possible pin of bishop h6. And if I do go knight f3, then he would have had d4 and then bishop h6 later on. I kind of go bishop e3. So I think bishop e3 is safer, protecting g2 and also attacking the knight on f4, thereby also attacking the pawn on d5 indirectly. And asking him a bunch of questions that he probably cannot answer. Partly because he's French and doesn't speak English very well, but also partly because the position is difficult. So, a lot of interesting options here. I feel like the direct queen a5 is the most tempting. If he now goes knight c4, trying for counterplay, I'm going to go knight b6. If a b6, then I got queen a8, forcing king c7 when I can take his queen with check. Even though then he goes rook d7, I think still then after queen a4 and doing well, probably taking on b6, not allowing bishop b2. And now you get the sense that I may have some tactical solution. But what is it? What is it? Yeah, maybe there's just nothing. I'm going to continue more or less normally. Queen b4. In case he takes on f3, I can go gf and then take on f4 later on. Yeah, this wasn't too clever. I'm less than proud of the way that I played this. But then again, you cannot always be proud. Yeah, queen c6 is a very good move. I'm gonna try knight e7 just for fun. I always lie when I say that. When I do things just for fun on the chessboard, I usually think that the moves are fun and probably not bad. Like, I'm not giving up a lot of equity by playing them, which is quite different from playing for fun. Now I just want to simplify the game. After he takes, I'm going to take on f4. And yeah, after he trades, I believe I've got an ending which I should be able to win. Yeah, got a slightly sore throat. Could be a common cold, could be something else, but I've had it for a while, so I feel like it's probably not going to kill me. And not exposing myself to a lot of people at the moment. Okay, so he goes for a desperate counterplay, but it's not gonna be enough, most probably. Oh, maybe it is gonna be enough. that was dumb. That was unbelievably dumb. Can I even protect that knight? Somehow I didn't see the square on d4. I'm still winning though, but yeah, dumb is really the operative word. 4 pawns, I think, are just too many for the bishop here. Yeah, just gonna push those. Bishop g7. Yeah, king is overloaded, then I go take. I go support the pawns with the king, and that's the game. Okay. Long game, far from faultless, but mostly pretty much in control. Okay. Here's somebody I don't think I've played before. Luca Di Nicolo Antonio. Somehow thinking that guy's French. Maybe he's not. I don't know. Either way, whether he's French or Italian or otherwise, he's got to get to the game. Otherwise, I'm going to start a new one pretty soon. Even if you've challenged a long time ago, you got to be ready. You got to watch the show. You can't go and do something else. Okay, nobody here. I abort the game. And if you want to play again, Mr. Nicolo Antonio, I don't know. The Nicolo Antonio, then you got a challenge again. Dennis, it's a pretty high rating. Probably somebody whose name is Dennis. Dennis ED from Spain. Don't think I played Dennis before. Why am I playing 1c5 and not thinking? Is it because I'm gonna play my main repertoire? Probably it is. I don't know other things these days. Knight c6. Wow. You're not supposed to do that, are you? Yeah, they don't even teach you about this move at Grandmaster School. Okay, Bishop c5 was just unbelievably dumb. Because he can just go knight a4 at some point. So I'm admitting my mistake, making a shameful retreat. But I don't think if his plan is to go if his plan is to go for your f4 at some point, I don't think that's a very good plan. I think he should play on the queen side instead, try to set up knight a4, and then it's not so easy to find a plan here. Okay. Let me try something a bit radical. Knight is going to d7 next, trying to prepare f5. Queen h5 is obviously a bit pointless, seeing as I will be at knight g7 with tempo. Well, the queen c8 first, move it out of the way, and then I feel like I'm ready for f5. Whether it's a good plan, I don't know, but it's the one I'm choosing. It's playing very quickly and very confidently. What am I even doing? I don't know. Yeah, this was dumb. This is really dumb. I really don't like the way I played here. Maybe I just weakened my position for no reason. Okay, c5 I'm pretty happy to see, seeing as I get d5 with tempo. Whether I should be is another question, but for the moment I am happy to see it. Playing so fast. Okay. Try and grab a pawn while I still can. Didn't even realize that queen f1 was a move here, but I didn't go for that. So now I do feel like I'm getting some sort of control over the position. Rook f8 looks good. If he does go for rook f8, then bishop f8, and if queen f7, bishop g7, queen a7, I got d4. Try and push the pawn, seems like I'm better. And if check, then I got king g8, and I don't think he has anything clear. Take bishop f8, but now my queen on e4 is ruling the board. And whenever he tries to exchange it, he's probably gonna get a losing ending. So it seems very, very promising for me now. Yeah, queen d1, but I'm not even going to push d3 immediately, just go c5 first. Safeguard everything. Seeing as d3 would have run into bishop a7, I think there queen e2 was winning, so that wasn't necessary, but you can never be too safe. But now I run into this instead, huh? Apparently I can be too safe. Gotta play faster. So let's take it. Queen d5. But you can go queen a1 and continue the game. But still a5, I'm fully winning. So now it's just winning. Bishop c3 and then push the pawns. King is not in time. a3 and then b3. Whether or not he'll force me to flag him or to force me to mate him before he flags, then I don't know. Anyway, yeah, good game, but not happy with the way I'm playing right now. I'm overthinking and not playing so well. So somebody named himself Schnelldenker and offer a 5-minute game. It's kind of funny. But okay. Back to the rat. Knight c3, quickly, e5. Has Schnelldenker prepared? That's the question. Takes an e4. But after you take an e4, you gotta play faster. Because otherwise I will know that you don't actually know what you're doing. And that is going to give me confidence. And trust me, you don't need to give me extra confidence. No. Okay, it's going to be a lot of the same as we had in the very first game of the day. So now I'm thinking bishop e3 is possible. Bishop b5 may have been tempting. That would obviously just have lost to the likes of queen a5 check. So, okay, I'm just going to castle, play for quick development. You can have the pawn on e4, sir. I'm banking on my development to give me a good position. Queen b6. Also queen a5 check, which was not uninteresting. But I'll have to do that another day. Okay, rook d8. Feels a bit funky to go for that with f7 hanging, but at least at first glance, I cannot see how we can exploit it. Queen b4 was possible, but he has knight d2 then, so I would rather keep it in reserve. Castles after a long think. I guess I'm going to take the pawn on d4 now. It's probably going to go knight g5, and then we'll see what happens. What am I going to do after knight g5? Perhaps I didn't take this seriously enough. e6? Looks really ugly. Anyway, he didn't do that. Queen a4 seems to me to not be concrete enough. He's clearly preparing some sort of rook d1, but I don't think that's what the position required, really. So now what? Yeah, let's keep it simple. Bishop f5. In case of knight g5, I'm going e6. Developing the pieces. Hoping just to exchange, to escape with an extra pawn. I'm just going to go bishop c2, I think. He's going to be able to exchange a bunch of pieces, but I think I welcome that. And there are going to be opposite color bishops, but I'm not too worried. As long as there are rooks on the board, then winning chances are usually pretty good. And I do like it when I can just play technically. And hopefully it will be instructive as well. Even though my technique is not always as good as advertised. So part of good technique is calculating, right? Probably should have calculated more, but I just have a gut feeling that this works. Take on c1 and rook c8. Question is which? I have the feeling that rook dc8 may be more accurate, but then again, rook ac8 feels much more logical, and it has the advantage that in case of knight e2 in some lines, then rook c4 followed by rook d1 will actually be mate, which would not have been the case if the other rook had gone to c8 and then it could only go to a1, after which he would have been able to block the check with rook c1 in that particular line. After he goes f3, then yeah, d5. That's going to be a full exchange, and a pawn. After he should have taken f7. That was by far his best move, but yeah. Anyway, it would have been pretty much plain sailing from there. So knight c5. I'm just going to go b5. Rook d2. And probably rook b2 next. Yeah. Feels like it should be a pretty routine conversion from here. Just don't blunder into anything. Rook d3, if knight c7, rook c7 traps the knight. So knight b4, but now the other pawn is just running away. And Schnelldenker is using up all their time. Okay. Okay, let me try French Grandmaster, who I think I've never played before in a tournament game, Jean-Marc de Graaf. Let's see what he has up his sleeve. I think he's a King's Indian player, if I remember correctly. He's disconnected. No. Don't do that. It's almost as bad as not showing up for the game. Seems like he's reconnected. And he's ready for the game. And no. King's Indian today. That's a bit disappointing, isn't it? Bishop f4. Just teasing him. I'm going to go knight c3 next. Trent style. No, he has a really bad connection. Which means that I got to sit here and wait. And also talk nonsense. None of which I actually like. At least I did. Don't do that! Come on. That's the most basic trick of them all. And resign? Oh. Yeah, basically knight c7 is unstoppable, so e5 is forced. And some guy at my local club ran into it here the other day. And Apparently, even grandmasters are not immune to running into it. So let me try another grandmaster. Alvar Alonso Rose. Okay. Definitely a younger player than De Graaf, and apparently with a better connection. Let me try and see if I can get the same trick that I got against Chaparinov here the other day in the Banter Blitz Cup. Would make my friends so happy. The main line used to be, oh, he goes G3 first. Clever guy. Which, yeah, takes away the trick that I'm just going to play for. Which means that instead I'm just getting a position where I'm a pawn down for not very much, unfortunately. To think that I used to play the Banker Gambit as one of my main options as black, it feels a bit stupid today, like now. And I had the candidates match against Onion, where I played the Banker in the first game, and he actually avoided it by playing 2 knight of 3 in the next few games. So very different times now. Okay, so his plan is bishop f4 followed by e5. So what can I do about that? What should I do about that? I don't know. Knight e5, trying to stop his threat, at least for the time being. But yeah, again, that extra pawn. Probably also mixing up plans. Why is my queen even on b6? Should be on a5. But regardless, my position is not massively impressive. It's very hard to look at this position and not think that black is a pawn down. It's an unmistakable fact. But at least he's spending a lot of time. Since we were playing a 5-minute game, obviously he's got time for that. Okay, a couple of things to consider. I'd love to play bishop d4 in order to have that bishop not being locked in after e5. Then he goes knight b5, probably kicks the bishop away. So I gotta go bishop g5, g7, and he's probably gonna go e5 now. But at the very least, now his king is gonna be slightly unsafe after he's gone f4. So that is a bit of a committal decision for him. Regardless of what happens now, I will both have the more compact pawn structure and also the safer king. By far the safer king. So there are a lot of things in his favor. Pawn up, apparent control of the position as well, and some space on the in the center, but he has to reckon with the fact that I have some decent long-term prospects here, even though I'm a pawn down. So while I was talking, I was unsure where to put my queen, because usually you would like to change queens in the banker, even though you're a pawn down. But here, after queen a6, I was not so sure about takes. And I don't know, some b3 at some point. Maybe knight b5 is also an option. Maybe even immediately there, knight b5. I was not so sure about that. So now he's exploiting a little trick in that If rook b2 has got knight d1, threatening both the rook and the queen. If then c4, you can probably take on a5, cd, rook b2, and I'm just left empty-handed. I can go rook b2 back there, but doesn't look convincing. So probably bishop d2 is a pretty good move. Okay. Let me just exchange queens then. Admit that I was wrong, or it could be seen that I feel like bishop d2 is not a useful move for him, seeing that rook, the pawn on b2 could be attacked later on. So knight b5, I didn't see that. That was pretty clever. So I guess I gotta take queen b7. And now hope that I will get something back after, for instance, rook a8 and rook a8. Not so clear what he could do. He could have gone rook a6 there as well, but it didn't feel very clear, at least to me. So takes. It's quite logical. It's gonna go bishop c3. No, he goes b4. What he's doing now feels a bit loose. What should I do? Okay, let's keep it simple. Bishop d4. Take on c5. I'm just going to take back, I think. Not bothering with any sort of queen d5, queen f3. Didn't want an ending yet, so I think he's misplayed it a bit here, and he's not better anymore. Queen c4 there. I think rook a4 would have been an option. If he takes it, then I go queen d5. I'm gonna win a bunch of pieces. Even after rook e8, there I would have had a perpetual. So I'm not sure if I would have gone for that, but anyway. Now at the very least, I'm getting some initiative. But he does have queen e4, which I missed. Yeah, that's just a shame, isn't it? So stupid. It's probably going to give a check on e8. Then I got to trade, and my winning chances will be quite minuscule, unfortunately. Take. But I will try to trick him, of course. Rook a2. I'm not sure if I can even capture on. Yeah, probably couldn't. h4. I'm not sure why he's doing all of this. Yeah, he wanted rook e7, but I'll go check. Okay, probably he knows what he's doing. Gonna play for tricks then. King c1, bishop c5, and hope for the best. Rook e3. Yeah, it's really clever, this guy. Really clever. Okay, just in flagging mode now. Yeah. Sorry, dude. He played well, just a bit slow. And if it's not too ridiculous, I'm generally gonna flag people. You may like it or you may not, but that's the way it is. Okay, some more Grandmasters now. Oscariot, who's that? From Cape Verde? There are no Grandmasters from Cape Verde, so if that's where he or she is deciding to escape from the coronavirus, then how do the locals feel about that? I don't know. Okay, what should I do? H3? H3 is good against everything, right? I feel so. Okay, whatever, I don't know. This is a typical position from the English, right? And I'm a tempo up. Sounds pretty lovely. Rook e1. Usually in the English you play either rook e8 or h6 as black, but now I got both moves, which means I think it has to mean that I'm much better. So I made plays for the bishop. I'm going to drop it all the way back, which does suggest to me that knight a5 might have been a slightly unfortunate choice there. So just going to go all the way, play actively. Probably e6 is not bad here. If he takes ed5, I'm pretty happy. But he does, which means that I'm happy. C3, trying to safeguard that knight on d4. It's not that bad for black, but it feels like I'm a bit more comfortable now. Queen b6 could be an option. What should I do then? Take e7? Yeah, doesn't look convincing. Queen d2, there's knight c4. Also fails to convince. If rook b1, you could probably take on d4. Probably queen b6 is not a bad idea. That would be. I should quit touching my face. That's what everybody says. Don't touch your face these days. It's just hard to change. It's really hard to change your, what's the word? Your habits. They are the ones that are hard to change. What to do? At the very least, Grandmaster Oscariot is using a lot of time. So that's a good thing for me. Okay, let's try and play concretely, although I don't really believe in it. b4 in case of rook c3, I'm going knight e2, hoping to win some material there. If knight c4, I'm going to take on e7. But it looks far, far from convincing. Knight e2, let's see what he has in store. Queen b4, I got bishop d2. No, I don't. Then bishop a4 is happening. I got to take immediately, or rook b1. I might as well take immediately. Bishop c3, I got rook b1. So I'm ending up the exchange up. I would say probably with clearly the better position as well. Rook c1, that knight on a5 looks out of play. Rook c7, let's just activate the pieces. Keep it simple. Hard for him to find moves. Yeah, he was also pretty short on time, so he just resigned. Okay. Another Grandmaster. I'm not going to be going too long from now, so right now I'm trying to play some of the best players. So I realized now that I played Gen over before. In general, I try not to do, but it's okay. I can do it from time to time. Sorry, dude. Have you ever seen me play before? You know I'm gonna go for. You know I'm gonna go for this. That was a bit naive, I feel. D6. Of course, that's one of the advantages of playing this very line in Blitz, that sometimes you're just going to get that pawn on E for free. But yeah, that's not how you want to play. I could still mess up this game and lose, like I did against, I think, Boris Savchenko. I think it was Savchenko in the World Blitz in 2012. I did it. It's really embarrassing. I won the pawn on d4 after 2 moves, and I ended up losing the game. But hopefully it's not going to happen too many times. Okay, we're simplifying a bit, but I feel like my advantage is pretty big, so no worries. Bishop e5 is quite logical. Trade on c3 as well. Probably bc3 is going to happen. Then I just go e6. Even bishop a6, but just e6. And don't think he's going to be able to trade enough to make a draw here. c4, I'm probably going to go queen c5. No. I'm sitting here relaxing and I just wonder. It's so bad. So bad. Okay, now it's a whole new ball game. Pretty equal now. I just gotta squeeze blood out of a stone or water out of a blood or whatever. Don't like this. Water out of a stone. That is it, right? I'm not even better. I have this slightly better pawn structure, but it doesn't even matter. So what I was gonna say, that probably it was just a very good psychological pawn sack there. So it's not so easy to play with the extra pawn, in the sense that you feel like you should win easily, and then when you mess up, then it's not so easy anymore. But yeah. Okay, so probably queen d6 is pretty good now. Otherwise, I win a pawn. Just a good start. Yeah, queen d6, and now I got nothing. Absolutely nothing. What a shame. What a shame. How am I even gonna try and trick him? I don't see it. Really, g4. Feeling so brave. Okay. Going so fast. Check. Don't know what I'm even hoping for here, but he may have messed up very slightly here. H4 now. It's a little uncomfortable to face. Obviously, if it goes away with the king G5, I'm pretty happy. What is he doing? What? Is he insane? I think he just lost the game. Yeah, he does this, but I can simply... I didn't even have to take f3. I can just go for h3, and that's going to win the game easily. Yeah, the game was utter rubbish. Not worthy of Grandmasters. Okay. Back to some 5-minute chess that I will accelerate with a couple of 3-minute games at the end. Is that person really from Papua New Guinea? It would be impressive. It's probably pretty late there as well. Okay, now we got the nonsense Scandinavian, which I'm very happy to play. And as long as nobody taking credit for the variation or the name, I'm gonna call it the nonsense Scandinavian from now on, and credit myself with the invention. So this is kind of the point that I dreamt up before the game against Mamedov. That in this particular case, like he's doing fine. Yeah, and now I've already got more space, better development, and the better pawn structure, and safer king. So a lot of factors in my favor right now. Bishop f3 is quite logical, but that bishop is immediately being harassed with f5. Which is quite unpleasant. f4, I'm going to take it. Knight e2, I go f4, cramping him even further. Now I'm simply going for some of his pawns. Okay, queen f3, knight e4, I'm going to go queen, knight f6. If knight 2 to c3, I'm going knight d4, threatening a fork on f3 in case he takes the queen, so not particularly giving him any room to breathe there. So it's looking pretty good. Queen c1, but that doesn't really help. Knight f6. As long as that queen is on f3, it's going to be pretty helpless. Bishop c5 is coming next. And then it's going to be all over pretty soon. a4. Yeah, it's hard to suggest anything else, to be fair. Okay, knight g4 is knight e4. Yeah, let's do that just for fun. Knight e4, knight h2, knight c5. think there are a number of options there, but probably queen g2 is the easiest. That rook on f1 is well and truly suffocated. Rook g1 fails to knight f3, winning the rook then. So it's got very little hope here. Queen g2. Also, I can simply take on f1. That's actually more efficient. Queen h3. Oh, yes, king g1. I thought f3 was killing, but then queen f1 can trade and can survive a bit. Ah, that was silly. Let me go rook d6 instead. Trying to be too fancy there. Or too efficient, I should say. Let's take it, or no. That was also a nice finish now. Take it, and the H file is open for the rook. Never moved, yet perfectly developed. How he's gonna get mated. Unless he goes bishop h6 and gives up the queen. And he resigned. Okay, good game. So now I'm gonna do two 3-minute games, and then I'll be done. Okay, let me try a young Norwegian, another young Norwegian. Carlsen, Fredrik Carlsen, very talented young Norwegian player. I am. Let's see what he has up his sleeve here. Everybody's going d6, huh? Okay. And he goes for the Najdorf. Yeah, let's see if he has prepared against what I did against Chaparinov in the Banter Blitz Cup. Although even that game was unimpressive. He goes d5 after a little bit of thought. And I'm going to take an f6. He's going to go gf, I think. Queen f6 is what happened in my game against Wojtaszek, but there I think I was doing pretty well. And now knight e2. And queen b6 is playing quickly and confidently. What should I do? I went rook b1 against Chaparinov, right? Although he can go queen a5 at any point there, so I noted that it probably wasn't a very good move. Knight g3, so he's not really thinking of that option of going queen a5, it seems. On the last move, if he had given a check on a5, I probably would have gone king e2 and then king f3. In that case, it would really have been just for fun, because I don't think that is very strong, objectively speaking. He's probably thinking about bishop a2. I might go knight h5 then. I might also just castle. But knight h5 looks like fun. So there are lines here like yeah, knight e7, this is logical, but now I can go bishop rook a1, and if queen a if queen b2, I have knight f6, so here I think I'm doing very well. Now I take the bishop, and this opposite colored bishop situation should favor me. So I think he's misplayed this. Now I'm just better. Castle, I guess. Yeah, castle was just completely overthinking it, but I should have taken a g7. But this is what they call a double attack. And what am I doing? I could have taken G6. I didn't see castle. Sorry, dude. I'm being way too confident here. And I'm allowing this. This is not impressive, to say the very least. Okay. Let me try and pretend that I know what I'm doing with this quick queenside advance. At the very least, I'm getting an initiative now. King G2. He had bishop H6 there, followed by bishop D2. After which it's not clear what I'm really doing. So now I'm trying to get the king into play. I'm still, I think, considerably better. But how easy it will be to win remains to be seen. But at least it's easier to play in my position since his is so passive. Not going to take it. I feel like I would run a serious risk of getting mated there. Okay, gotta make progress somehow, right? Rook b5. Yeah, but it's not threatening anything. He was threatening something. How about that? Still, I keep an initiative. G5. He's gotta make some decisions at some point. King H6. Now I'm gonna take it. With the current construction, I'm never getting mated. And now I'm pretty much in control. King H7 now. Preparing the final assault. Rook b7, not rook f8. No, that's winning. Okay. Not a great game, but I feel like it was instructive the way that I opened the queen side and then eventually won on the king side in the ending there. Okay. Last game of the day, another 3-minute game. Playing against Chess to Win. Not sure how to pronounce that name or whether I played this person before. Don't think so. But it's the last game of the day, so it's going to be exciting. Bishop c5. I guess you go e3, right? Or is there some d5? There is some d5. Should have thought of that. There are some crazy lines with knight f3, right? That I don't know, and he probably does. So I'm gonna go for it. Why indeed not? Check, king e2. Not afraid. Is that the idea? So 95 doesn't look very good. What if I give a check? I feel like there's a serious chance of losing this game pretty swiftly. What if I take it and then 91? F3 is possible. Okay, at least it's not going to be a total disaster, I feel. Take queen b3. Get the queens off the board. But it's probably doing pretty well now. Don't know why he's thinking so long. Clearly he's got to take on b3. If knight c1, rook c1, you cannot keep the queens with queen d6 because of a possible well, something. This is less than impressive. I sort of missed f3 there. Sort of missed bishop g4, and now I'm forced to do this, which is just massively dumb. Okay. You should probably have gone bishop b4 there, attacking the rook, since now we can sort of. I guess I can lay some claim to not being better, but probably not worse. But g4 is silly. That's probably really stupid. The king is going to be under some attack now. Okay, this one I'm never too sure about. Putting these two rooks there. So now I got rook g4. If I can exchange one rook, then I feel like I have better chances of activating the central pawns. Take it. Pull rook d1 now. I mean, in reality, it's obviously fine. Yeah, of course it's fine. It's more than fine. Ooh, this one you shouldn't have allowed. Okay. Still not a big deal. Rook g7 back. What am I going to do? Okay, at least I'm making him weaken his pawn by playing b5. Didn't want to do that. Yeah, I'm not sure what my king is even doing here. Trying to just bring the king back, I suppose. Oh, it doesn't want to repeat. Don't know what I'm doing here. But I guess he's not making a whole lot of progress either. He's probably pretty nervous. Now, I feel like things are improving quite a bit for me. Okay, not quite yet. But, ooh, now this is good. Now my pawns are running. d6 next, and it's helpless. Okay, anyway, this is not enough. d7, and he could take an e7 and then take a7. I mean, the final position is a draw. Well, that was dumb. Okay, last few games, I feel like the quality dropped quite a bit, so it's really time to quit now. Okay, people, that's going to be it for me, I think. So thank you very much. Stay safe. And yeah.
Okay, Magnus.
Yeah, sure.
Just a few words before you go. By the way, I'm Pepe Cuenca, so my body still hurts after the match. And I think the whole chess community would like to thank you for doing these Banter Blitz sessions, given the situation with the coronavirus. Thanks a lot for being here, and be safe, yeah?
Yeah, thank you, and for everybody. Yeah, there's no better thing to do these days than to be inside on your own playing chess, be it against me or your friends or random person online. So do a lot of that and be safe, everybody.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.